Welcome to the Wake Competition Center here in Morrisville, North Carolina. We're at Invisalign Arena, as they call it, the Red Rink here at Wake Competition Center, home of the Carolina Hurricanes practice facility. But tonight, it is the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Drexel Dragons taking to the ice for some college hockey. Chris Lehman with you as we get set for these two teams to square off. Those of you maybe tuning in expecting a video stream, unfortunately, because of the change of venue and time this week for this game, we are not able to staff a video stream for today, but we do have the audio stream up and running for you. Both teams out on the ice, just about set to get things rolling. For both teams, it's really going to be about endurance tonight and who's able to last longer. They both had late games yesterday. Drexel, of course, coming down from Philadelphia and then having to play against the Ice Pack of NC State right here on the same rink last night. Not a great result for them. 7-1. The Ice Pack took down the Dragons, and it's going to be a quick turnaround here against the Tar Heels before they head back up to Pennsylvania tonight. For UNC, they came out on the winning end out in Greensboro last night. It was a late start, about a 10 p.m. start, similar to this one, and they were able to take down the Panthers of High Point University 6-3 with some late goals. Coach Volkman pretty happy with the way his team played. They just weren't able to put it in the back of the net. Just about set to get going. Goaltenders tonight, Lucas Brown, the freshman out of Rye, New York, will start in net for the Tar Heels. For the Dragons of Drexel, it'll be Xander Smith, also a freshman, who will take to the ice as we get set to go. Tar Heels in their white uniforms moving left to right here in the first period. In navy blue with gold trim, Drexel will move right to left. We got 20 minutes up on the clock, set to go here in period number one. Puck is dropped. The Dragons win the draw, looking to dump it deep down the far wall. It will skitter into the zone, quickly swept back up to the blue line, but Drexel will keep it in. First test for Lucas Brown is an easy one. He'll hold on with the glove. That shot coming from the point off the stick of Jake Rudloff, the junior defenseman. And so a face-off to the blocker side of Brown. It'll be Hogan to take the draw for the Tar Heels. Wins it. Foster will skate it out down the near right wing. Rudloff closes him off as he enters the zone, but it'll be the Tar Heels possessing down low. Hogan looking to center it. Gets it back behind the net. Sends it out in front. It was loose in the blue paint. No one able to get a stick to it, and the Dragons clear it out. Moving it up the near wall and into the Tar Heel end is Tony Tuzo. Not able to maintain possession. Tar Heels reverse it back and send it deep behind the Drexel net. They'll battle for it back behind the goal line. It's tipped into the near corner. Drexel sends it up the wall to Tuzo, who can't clear. Sent right back in by UNC, swept around the wall by Caleb Erno, and now the Dragons able to break out with some speed through the neutral zone. Here's Dan Seaman, sends it just wide of the net, bounces hard off the wall behind the net, and we got a quick whistle. Lucas Brown went to cover it, wasn't able to cover up, but he got some help from the official there as it was blown dead, probably a little prematurely. 58 seconds gone in this first period. Drexel with their second offensive zone face-off here early in this one, and it'll be one forward by Seaman. Drexel with a forecheck on. Far wall. Tar Heels looking to clear it out. It's Gleason. Pokes it up the wall, looking for an open teammate. He finds him. That's O'Shaughnessy who will circle in the far corner. Tar Heels establishing in the offensive zone. Edwards near point takes a wrister. Nice save made by Smith as he got the glove up next to his left ear and snagged that one. So 18:41 to go in this first period. Tar Heels just getting their first shot as O'Shaughnessy will set up to take the draw here on the near circle. He's got Saboden just behind him. Unable to win the draw, though. Swept around the wall by the Drexel defense and out. Tar Heels will regather in the neutral zone. O'Shaughnessy receives the pass from Kosowski. Dispossessed over on that far wall. It'll be cleared right back out by the Dragon defense once again. Stalled out at the Drexel blue line, being knocked down as Kosowski couldn't find a teammate. Here come the Dragons into the far corner. Stephen Basin will cycle it behind the net. Pass out in front, off a stick, bounces back to the blue line. Now on the near wall, it's Lemire. Sent to the middle, that pass blocked. It'll be kicked down by Sullivan, who holds the zone for the Dragons. Drexel, though, needs a change. They're going to head off. Tar Heels will gain control, looking to break out. Good solo forecheck by Stephen Basin, giving the Tar Heels trouble getting out of the zone, and now Drexel back in control in the neutral zone, but a fan pass by Sullivan will trickle all the way down. Now some pressure from the Tar Heels. It's David Mahan knocked down to his knees, still gets the pass in front to Leighton Walsh. You can't put it on goal. Tar Heels still in control on the offensive end. Slapper coming from the far point. That one off the stick of John Miglior was blocked in front. Now Drexel can move back forward. Backhand pass in front will skitter all the way through. It was Tony Tuzo looking to the middle for Simon. Breakout pass, misses its target for UNC. Swept right back in by Rudloff off a skate. Drexel still in control. Down into the far corner, Miglior in control. He'll be bumped off the puck. Loose in the far circle, Tar Heels gain control. They've got some speed moving back forward. Here comes Mahan. Takes the shot, he scores! Top of the far circle, he finds the top right corner over the glove of Smith. And the Tar Heels with the first goal of the game about 3 minutes in. Great shot from Mahan. He picked up the loose puck in the Tar Heel end and had plenty of space down that far left wing. And it's UNC with the first tally. Center ice face-off to restart play. Michael Vaglia fights for it for the Tar Heels, unable to win it. It's Dan Seaman who controls for Drexel. They try and clear it in. It's stopped up at the blue line by Winfrey of UNC. Drexel able to clear it all the way in this time. Behind the net, Brown will set it on a tee. Lifted up the near wall. Mackay Ashford collects. Thought he had some help from Zajic on the near side and didn't. So the Drexel Dragons will hold the zone for the moment. Top of the near circle. Shot hit a body in front and then the post. Brown never saw it. Tar Heels dodged a bullet. Now a breakout pass is stolen away. Good pressure here from the Dragons. It's Eisler. Backhand shot sticked away by Brown. Tar Heels unable to clear up the far wall. Sent right back in. There's Zach Jones putting pressure on for Drexel. Sent around to the near corner now. Ashford collects for the Tar Heels. He's going to find space on the far side. It's swatted down by the left hand of John Connolly and back in. This is great forecheck pressure here from Drexel. Tar Heels can't control out of their own end. 4 minutes gone here in the first period. Tar Heels with a goal from David Mahan lead 1-0, but they're pinned in their own end right now. Near corner, it's Conley for the Dragons. Pass deflected up in the air, and it'll pop out of the zone. Here comes a chance for Hogan. He brings it in, one-on-one with the defender, and a great play made by the defense of Drexel. That was Caleb Erno, the sophomore, who pickpocketed Hogan. Tar Heels able to maintain zone pressure, though. Hogan in the far corner. Back on Erno, who swipes it around the wall. On the near blue line, Foster holds it in, leaves it for Edwards, who sweeps it around the boards and back behind the net. It'll be collected by the Tar Heels' Dan O'Hear. He finds Foster. Pinned to the wall, looking for O'Hear again. He can't possess, and it will be cycled up, but not out. Edwards near point. Looking to the net through traffic. His shot hit a body and deflected to the far corner. Gleason with the pinch will hold it on the half wall. Now Hogan comes over to help. Swats it over to the far side. Drexel intercepts and clears to the neutral zone. Now the Tar Heels with all the pressure. Hogan forcing his way in. Swings a pass across the middle. Nobody ready for it. And Drexel can clear once again. Tar Heels still with the pressure, holding the red line. O'Hear over to the far side, Foster. He'll carry it down the left wing. Lifts it to the middle, can't get back to it. And now he'll chase it down in the near corner. Tar Heels, good stretch here. Foster slides it around the wall. Furthered along by Hogan. No help behind the net, though, and the Dragons back in control. Miscommunication, though, on the breakout pass. Here's Gleason for the Tar Heels at his own blue line. Swings it to the far side, off the wall, to be taken away by Drexel and cleared in by Jack Lemire at the red line. Brown, the goaltender behind the Tar Heel net, leaves it for Gleason. Banged up the wall and cleared out by Hogan, who got the clearance pass from O'Hear. Tar Heels having trouble controlling. Both teams, really, it seems like once one of these teams gets the forecheck established, there's just no way to get cleanly into the neutral zone. And it's become clogged up there, and a lot of the play has been stuck around the blue lines. Tar Heel knocked down from behind. Thought maybe we would see a power play for UNC. Not going to come. As play continues, both teams making line changes. Picking it up behind the UNC net is Ben Edwards. Up the far wall. Gets it back from Kozowski and forces it deep behind the net. A bouncing puck. Shane Drager having trouble with it. Tar Heels with some pressure. Cycled around to the far wall. It'll be cleared up by Jones and all the way down. Actually, pardon me, got up and out of play. That should be the same result here. Tar Heels will have an offensive zone face-off with 13:34 to go in this first period. Off the draw, tied up in that far circle. Jones able to get it out for Drexel. Holding at the red line, Miglior. He's pickpocketed. Here come the Dragons. Seaman with the shot. Sticked away by Brown. Kept in on the near corner by Chris Lurie. Sends it all the way around where Miglior can collect for UNC. Back behind the Tar Heel net. It'll be moved up for Misha Sabotin. Rink-wide pass. That finds Kozowski looking back to the middle. Big kick save made by Smith. And he kicks it all the way back to the blue line. Magan holds the zone. Down to Sabotin. Looking into the corner. He finds Kozowski. Back out in front. They score. Beautiful pass from Kozowski as he finds Patrick O'Shaughnessy. And the Tar Heels now with a 2-goal lead. .56 to go in this first period. And after some good back and forth action between the two teams, it's the Tar Heels who capitalize. And if memory serves correctly, it is O'Shaughnessy from Kozowski and Magan. So the Tar Heels have now doubled their lead. 12:40 to go. Tar Heels in control after the faceoff. Loose puck in the neutral zone will be swatted right back in by Ben Shelley of Drexel. And now Magan will lift it up and out. Trying to chase it down. A bouncing puck was Cole Kozowski. Able to disrupt the breakout enough that the Tar Heels will control in the offensive end. Noah Friedman down to Leighton Walsh behind the cage. He'll swat it back to the near corner. Nobody there in a white jersey, and Drexel clears it all the way down. And this is going to be icing on the visiting team. As we mentioned, both of these teams on the second game of a back-to-back. The Tar Heels winning 6-3 out in Greensboro against Tide Point last night. Drexel falling here on the same rink to the NC State Ice Pack 7-1. And so you knew it was going to be important for one of these two teams to get out to an early lead because tired legs are going to have trouble chasing. And it's the Tar Heels who are going to force Drexel to chase. They control off the offensive zone draw. Ashford drops it back to the point. Sent back down low by Zajic. Ashford trying to center. Sent right back to him. He finds Zajic, who slaps one over the crossbar and into the glass. Good pressure here from the Tar Heels holding the zone. Winfrey near point. Steps around a stick check and lifts it back behind the net. Vaglia trying to center. Loose puck on the side of the goal. Tar Heels can't put it on net. And Drexel with a chance to clear once again. Eisler trying to send it up and out. He is able to clear the zone, but the Tar Heels take it right back. Vaglia drops it for Zajic. He'll gain the red line and send it deep. Tar Heels need to change, so they'll go off. Zajic, the one-man forecheck behind the net, steals the puck away. Trying to send it back out in front. It skitters over to the far corner. And now Hogan with the pressure for the Tar Heels. He'll steal it away. Stepping around Sklar, looking to the middle. Can't get the pass off, but he has the puck back. Looking to the point. Here's Edwards. Wrist shot. Might have hit somebody in front, deflected wide. Now Foster collects for UNC. Back up to Edwards in the high slot. Misplayed by the defenseman, and it's out into the neutral zone. Drexel trying to get a much-needed change. They've been pinned in their own end, and they do get at least 3 bodies exchanged on the bench here. O'Hear slaps it in for the Tar Heels. Chasing it down is Hogan in the far corner. Pops it up in the air, looking to settle it down. Doesn't have much help, and it'll be Drexel controlling out of the corner and bringing it forward. Here's Tony Tuzo picking up speed. He's around Edwards, moving in front. One-timer, they score. Beautiful play by Tony Tuzo, who sets up a teammate to cut this lead in half. I believe And it's going to be Simon. That's exactly who it'll be. Simon Scalia Rosenbaum goes by Simon. Has made it a 2-1 hockey game. Great play by Tuzo. Drew the first defenseman to him as he skated around him down the near left wing. And then sent it right back out in front for an easy finish for Simon. Tar Heels looking to get pressure right off the faceoff, but they're not able to hold on to possession. Tuzo bringing it down the far right wing. Dispossessed from behind by Kasowski. He'll look for space. And the Tar Heels move forward. Taken down on the play over on the far side was O'Shaughnessy, and then we're going to get our first power play of the game for UNC as we're just about to the halfway point of this first period. It should be a 2-minute tripping penalty for Kieran Sullivan, the sophomore. Tar Heels control off the draw. Hogan, top of the far circle, sends it on goal. Tipped by Sabotin. He gets the rebound and stuffs it home. 7 seconds into the power play, and the Tar Heels have taken the lead back up to 2. So it didn't take long for UNC to capitalize on the man advantage. In fact, just 7 seconds elapse off the clock. And back to center ice, O'Shaughnessy wins the face-up. Tar Heels will get it deep and go chase. Kasowski in control, far corner. Walks up the wall, turns it back down low. Behind the net, he finds Sabotin near corner. Back behind the cage to Kasowski again. Now Magan on the blue line. Rink wide, Miglior from the far point. His shot was deflected just wide by O'Shaughnessy. Tar Heels continuing the pressure. Up top, Miglior. Slap shot. Hit somebody in front, deflected wide. Kasowski back in control. He'll protect it along the far wall. Back up to the blue line. Lifts a beautiful backhand pass to Magan, who wrists it wide from the top of the near circle. Over on the far wall, Kasowski looking to control. It's through his skates and all the way into the Tar Heel end. UNC in control. O'Shaughnessy sends it deep from the red line. Nobody in a white jersey there, though. Broken out quickly by Drexel into the middle of the ice. Stephen Basin carries it in. From the top of the far circle, he wrists it wide. Into the near corner, it'll be tracked down by Chris Lurie. Out in front, swatted away by UNC's Leighton Walsh. Drexel able to hold the zone. Nice work by the defenseman Ben Shelley, the senior, able to hold the zone momentarily, but the Tar Heels will overpower and take possession. Walsh forced to retreat behind his own cage. Wrists it around the wall, kept in again by Shelley on the near point. His shot blocked into the near corner. Miglior lifts it off the glass and out. Now Walsh can possess up through the neutral zone. Odd man rush if they hurry. With speed, Mahan looking to the middle. Walsh couldn't get a stick to it. Slaps it from the side of the net off the goaltender Smith. And the Tar Heels unable to finish as the clearance is lifted over top of the Drexel bench and out of play. Tar Heels with some great pressure. .8:16 to go here in period number 1. Tar Heels with a 3-1 lead, and I think if you're Drexel, this is feeling fairly similar to the way last night went. They trailed 4-1 against the Ice Pack after 20 minutes. Their second period was a much stronger showing as the two teams went scoreless through the second 20 minutes. Still have plenty of time in the first, though. 3-1 Tar Heels right now. Loose in the low slot. Poked away by Smith, the goaltender for Drexel. Knocks that one out of danger, but the Tar Heels will maintain the zone. Winfrey near point. Walks the line. Drops it back to the near circle. Shot coming from O'Hear. Hit the post. Near side and deflected away. And now Drexel trying to clear, but can't. Hogan dragging around a defender. Can't get the shot away in front, and it's kicked out by Smith. And sent all the way down by Drexel. Good hustle from Zach Jones. The sophomore beats out the icing call. Drexel trying to establish a forecheck now. Skating out of it, though, is Winfrey. He'll move forward across the red line. Into the offensive zone for the Tar Heels. Stops in the near corner and sweeps it behind the net. Hogan gives chase. Beat to it, though, by Kieran Sullivan, who lifts it up the far wall. Nice pinch by Gleason to hold the zone. Wrist shot coming. Pardon me, that's Saboden who will walk it in. And the Tar Heels can't get a quality shot away. They are still holding that offensive zone. Great forecheck. O'Hear, far wall. Leaves it for Hogan. Has a defenseman coming in. It's Edwards, high slot. He's going to track it down himself, though. Hogan through traffic. Hit a teammate in Foster in front. Didn't get to the net. Hogan back in control, top of the near circle. He'll slap it down low into the corner. Foster chasing after it. Dispossessed, but it'll be held in at the blue line by Edwards. Tar Heels need a change for their forward line. They'll get it, but that means Drexel has time to break out. Up through the neutral zone. Off the skate of Simon, the lone goal scorer for Drexel, and they're unable to possess it in the offensive end. Icing waved off as the puck skitters down into the Tar Heel end. Edwards behind the net. Up the far wall, pass fanned on. Tar Heels almost turned it over, but a good hustle by Michael Vaglia to get it out of danger. Drexel back the other way again, though. Stephen Basin down the far right wall. Nice job to lift the stick by Gleason. Couldn't clear the zone, though. He'll recollect behind his own net, works into the near corner. Pinching defenseman is Basin for the Dragons, holds the zone. Drexel going to work down below the goal. Swept up the wall and back to the far side point. Mendham into the corner again. Centering pass intended for John Connolly is intercepted. Back up at the blue line again. It's Mendham with the slap shot blocked in traffic. Now Mackay Ashford skates it out for the Tar Heels. They'll do a wholesale change as Ashford just wastes time and gives it up to the Dragons once he has help. And he's got plenty of it. Kozowski with the steal. He's knocked down behind the net. Can't get the centering pass off. And now Drexel can move up the far wall. Backhanded out of the zone by Mike Connolly. That's where the Tar Heels will take over again. O'Shaughnessy leaves it for Kozowski. He'll step past one man, knocked off the puck, but he's able to find Saboden first. Now O'Shaughnessy high slot. His shot through a body, didn't get to the net. And the Tar Heels will fight for it down in the near corner. It's worked up to the wall. John Miglior. Slap shot hit a stick and deflected over to the far corner. Down to about 5 minutes left as a stick goes flying. And Drexel going to be called for their second penalty. It's going to be, looks like, a holding the stick penalty. That goes against Jake Rudloff. So the Tar Heels going on the power play. The Drexel bench is not happy with that call, but they're going to have to kill the penalty. Tar Heels only had 7 seconds on the first power play. We'll see what they do here. They win the draw. One-timer from the point from Winfrey. Hit a body in front, deflected wide. It'll be cleared all the way down by the Drexel penalty kill. Just 20 seconds gone on the man advantage. Drexel on the forecheck now holding the zone. Dan Seaman in the near corner. Takes it away from Henry Foster again. Tar Heels getting stuck in their own end here. Saboden now with some space up the near wing. Looks across to the far left side. He's got Foster with some speed into the zone. He'll hold up at the top of the circle. Drops it back for Hogan, who gives it back on the hashes. Foster down to the goal line. He finds Saboden, who steps out in front and scores. Been a total of 51 seconds on the power play for UNC, and they're 2 for 2. Well, I'm not 100% sure. What I saw on the first power play goal was Saboden from Foster and Hogan. And that's exactly what we had on the last goal as well. Second power play goal of the night for Saboden. Tar Heels now with a 3-goal lead. 4 minutes left in this first period. They'll go back to work. Down in the zone to our right. Walsh behind the Drexel net. Has plenty of space to get it back to the blue line. Walking that line. Good look from Zajic trying to hit Friedman down on the post. Couldn't do it. Zajic again. Back to the middle of the blue line. Wrist one just wide of the near post. Drexel will control off the rebound. Out at the blue line with some trouble clearing the zone is Tuzo. Tar Heels back in control. Friedman on the goal line. Sends it to the middle, and Walsh couldn't get the backhand on goal. Just steered it wide. Now Drexel with space to move it back out. 2-on-2. Quick wrister. Whistles wide. And the Tar Heels able to send it back into the Dragon end. Swatted across to the far wall. Good hustle from Simon Scalia Rosenbaum. He'll move in. Simon stopped in the far corner. Mahan takes it away. Leighton Walsh will poke it up and out. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Tar Heels. Walsh and Friedman. There's a man back checking quickly. That'll force Walsh to take the shot, and it's knocked down by the glove of Xander Smith. The freshman will freeze it with 3:05 to go, and it's an offensive zone faceoff for the Tar Heels. 4-1 the score in favor of UNC. Goals from Mahan, O'Shaughnessy, and then 2 from Saboden on the power play. Kosowski in control now for the Tar Heels off the offensive zone draw. Back to the point. Gleason shot stopped by Smith. Rebound loose in front. Saboden was looking for the natural hat trick and couldn't snuff it home on the near post. Drexel clears it out. This one's not going to get down to the goal line. No icing as Edwards races back to it for the Tar Heels. Good pressure from Drexel. UNC having trouble getting out of the zone. Now O'Shaughnessy carries it out. He finds Saboden down the near right wing. Dragging, shooting, and a save made by Smith. He'll cover it up once again. And we have a face-off coming up in the Drexel end with 2:37 to go here in the period. Chris Lehman with you. We're here at the Weight Competition Center, practice facility for the Carolina Hurricanes. Tar Heels typically play their home games over in Hillsborough at the Orange County Sportsplex, but a little scheduling issue. They've moved over here to Weight Competition Center for this one tonight. And the Tar Heels have looked really good here in Morrisville. 4-1 lead. They're in control now. Bringing it out of his own end is Hogan. He's got speed. Moving quickly through. Great defensive play made by Caleb Erno to knock the puck loose. Tar Heels maintain the zone, though. Magan lifts it deep to the far corner. First one to it for Drexel is Zach Jones. He clears it up and out. It deflected off a Tar Heel stick, so no icing as Magan tracks it down. Rink wide for Miglior near circle. Up the wall and out of the Tar Heel zone to Foster. Looking through the neutral zone, throws a pass off of Hogan. And the Tar Heels have to regroup as Drexel brings it in. Wrist shot whistles just wide of Brown. Looking to hold the zone was Ben Shelley, but he's knocked off the puck. And now the Tar Heels carry it out. For UNC, it's Foster. Up the wall O'Here, looking into the middle for Hogan. They can't connect. Drexel reverses play. Long stretch pass. Tuzo racing Zajic to it. Zajic wins that battle. Tar Heels can break out. Henry Foster looking over to O'Here. Skate to stick. Gains the zone, quickly takes a shot and gets it deep as the puck was deflected wide. And O'Here knocked down behind the net. Tar Heels able to keep it in the zone, though. Wrist shot deflected wide and into the near corner. Again, Drexel looking to clear. They will get it into neutral ice. Trying to chase it down, Jack Lemire. Good work from Lemire, but he can't possess it into the offensive end. And the Tar Heels will regroup. Long stretch pass up the far wall. Backhanded into the Drexel end by Tanner Carter as we're down into the final minute of the first. Carter with a wrist shot. Hit a stick in front. Smith still got a piece of it and deflected it wide. Drexel lifts it out again. Over to the far wall, chasing after it. Mike Connolly beat to it by Edwards. Tar Heels in control. Jack Edwards stuck behind the net, or pardon me, Jack Gleason stuck behind the net. He'll eventually squirt loose with it. 32 seconds to go in the period as he breaks it out for Mackay Ashford. He'll bring it in with some pace. Slides it in on Smith, who steers it to the far corner with his stick. Carter tracing it down for the Tar Heels. Can't get to it, though. Backhanded up the wall and out. Here comes Stephen Basin of the Dragons. Down to 17 seconds left. Basin forced into the far corner by Gleason. Leighton Walsh will swat it around the wall. Held in, though, by Chris Lurie. Down to 9 seconds left as he sends it behind the net. Gleason first to it for the Tar Heels. Sweeps it around to the near wall once again as we're down to the last 2 seconds and 1. And that will do it for period number 1. So a couple of power play goals for the Tar Heels in the latter half of this period have extended their lead. It is 4-1 after 20 minutes here in North Carolina. We're going to step aside for a moment. We will come back during the intermission to take a look at what happened throughout the period. and take a look at what we expect to see going into period number 2. But after 20 minutes, it's the Tar Heels 4, the Dragons 1. Chris Lehman back with you at the Wake Competition Center. We're in Invisalign Arena, also known as the Red Rink, here in Morrisville, North Carolina. A great first period for the North Carolina Tar Heels, out-shooting the Drexel Dragons 15-5 and holding a 4-1 lead after 20 minutes. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that the Tar Heels did well in that one. And we talked about just before the game started how for both of these teams that first goal was going to be important. There are going to be some tired legs on the ice from both sides, in particular for this Drexel team who had to come down from Pennsylvania yesterday and then played the Ice Pack last night. So they're certainly dragging a little bit, and so getting ahead early for the Tar Heels was important, and they did just that. 2 minutes and 59 seconds in, it was David Mahan moving down the left wing, let one go from the top of the left circle, and beat the goaltender Xander Smith over his glove side and made it 1-0 Tar Heels. And then, both teams kind of settled into the game. There were extended periods of time for both sides where they were able to kind of establish the forecheck. Now, neither of them at that point in the first half of the period, it didn't really feel like either of them really were able to establish a lot of zone time and get a lot of pressure in their offensive zone, but they weren't allowing their opponent to cleanly get out of their own end and into the neutral zone. It became really mucked up in the middle of the ice, and neither team was able to really create a lot over the next 4 or so minutes. But then the Tar Heels in the offensive end are able to send one home. It was O'Shaughnessy out in front who was able to put it in. The assists, at least from what I saw on the ice, I do not have the official assists for the goal by Patrick O'Shaughnessy, but I've got it down as Cole Kosowski and Justin Magan with the assists. That made it 2-0 Tar Heels. It didn't take long, though, for Drexel to turn right around and cut the lead in half. A great individual effort from Tony Tuzo, who was able to beat one of the new defensemen for the Tar Heels and freshman Ben Edwards down the near left wing. And then the other defenseman, I can't remember who it was that was out there with Edwards. I believe it was Miglior who pinched over to try and shut down Tuzo. He does a nice job finding Simon Scalia Rosenbaum, who puts it past Lucas Brown and into the net for the only goal for Drexel so far. And then Drexel had some trouble. They took a tripping penalty just 30 seconds, or actually less than 30 seconds after the goal that made it 2-1. It was Kieran Sullivan who went to the box. He wasn't there very long, just 7 seconds. Tar Heels won the face-off back to the blue line. Great D-to-D pass to set it up as Hogan got it down low to Foster. His rebound was left there for Misha Sabotin, who scored his first of 2 power play goals and made it 3-1 UNC just 27 seconds after the Dragons opened their scoring and made it 2-1. And then it was another penalty that led to the second goal, or the fourth goal, I should say, for the Tar Heels. It was a holding the stick penalty. The number 25, Jake Rudloff, the junior defenseman, went off. He also didn't spend too much time in the box. It only took 44 seconds for the Tar Heels to add another goal. Once again, it was Sabotin from Foster and Hogan. That power play has been great for the Tar Heels through the first 20 minutes. They're 2 for 2, and the Tar Heels, again, as we mentioned, out shooting the Drexel Dragons 15-5 after 20 minutes. Well, the ice is now clear. The two teams should be heading out here very shortly as the officials get set to take the ice. We're going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll have the second period puck drop for you coming up in just a moment. about set to start period number 2 between the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Drexel Dragons. Chris Lehman back with you here at the Weight Competition Center in Morrisville, North Carolina. It's a 4-1 lead for the Tar Heels after one. They are 2 for 2 on the power play. Misha Sabodin getting both power play tallies for UNC. And they will switch ends here as we get sent to start period number 2. Tar Heels will start Hogan, O'Hear, and Foster up front. Zajic and Winfrey back on the back end for UNC. Tar Heels in their white uniforms moving right to left here in period number 2. And they'll win the draw. Hogan back to Winfrey. Rink wide to the near side. O'Hear will carry it down the left wing and in. Lugs it behind the net, looking for a pass out in front to the top of the near circle, and the one-timer from Winfrey is stopped. Loose in front, banged away at by Hogan, but he can't put it home, and now Drexel clears it all the way down. It's not going to get to the red line, no icing. Tar Heels regroup in their own end. Foster having trouble with a bouncing puck. Spins off a hit and maintains control just 30 seconds into period number 2. Tar Heels already with a couple of quick shots. Zajic up the far wall. Tipped along by Foster, looking to the middle of the ice for Hogan, loses it in his skates and can't control. Now back the other way, Tuzo. Great chance if he can hold possession, he does. Backhander, couldn't get a lot of mustard on it. Easily steered away by Brown, and UNC can break back up the ice. Down the far right wall, it's Hogan. He gets slowed up there by Simon, and the Tar Heels have to check up, and with that, Drexel back in control. Simon over to the far wall for Rudloff. Looking to go back across to the near side, can't connect as Winfrey breaks it up. He was looking for Conley. Kasowski in control for the Tar Heels. Leaves it for Zajic. Pokes it up the wall for Foster at the Tar Heel blue line. He centers for Hogan, who has it knocked off his stick. Retrieved by Foster again. He'll bring it into the offensive end. Feathers one to the middle. Nobody able to get to it for the Tar Heels, and now it's cleared out to the neutral zone. Jack Gleason will reset. Drexel trying to make a change. O'Shaughnessy has a chance to bring it in. Steps around a couple of defenders. Leaves it for Kasowski. Tar Heels working in the offensive end. Slap shot from Gleason. The rebound tipped home by Kasowski. 18:15 to go in the second period, and the Tar Heels have made it a 5-1 game. Lead grows to 5-1 now for UNC. O'Shaughnessy to take the draw against Dan Seaman, and Seaman wins it for the Dragons. Drexel gets it deep. Tar Heels in control in their own end. Zowski, risky pass across his own goal mouth. Tar Heels get away with it and clear, but not very far. Swept right back in by the defenseman Sheen Drager. Dragons with the forecheck in the far corner. Good pressure from Seaman. Getting some help over there from Jones as well. Cleared up the wall. Tar Heels have a chance to break out. O'Shaughnessy with speed to the neutral zone. Loses the handle, regains top of the near circle, leaves for Kasowski. He finds Sabodin on the goal line near side. Back to the high slot. One-timer from Edwards. Hit a stick in front, and it's kicked away by Smith. Tar Heels going to have to regroup now in the neutral zone. Rink-wide pass off the mark for Mahan. Drexel will take back control. Pass into the middle of the ice for Jones. Great poke check. Sweeping stick of Edwards. Gives the Tar Heels back possession. Mahan gets the chip pass from O'Shaughnessy. Streaking in. Quick shot. Blocker save made by Xander Smith. Mahan will track it down on the far wall. Looking to slap it to the middle. That pass disrupted and cleared out to the red line. Miglior there for the Tar Heels. He sends it right back in. Near corner, Lemire. Back up the wall for Mike Conley. Looking into the middle as a teammate Stephen Basin will carry it in down the far left wing. Into the corner, sends it right on goal and into the glove of Brown, who squeezes it for the whistle with 16:48 to go in this second period. So a great start to period number 2 for the Tar Heels, a goal a minute and 45 seconds in. And currently out shooting Drexel 5-2 in the first 3 minutes and change. So when the defensive zone. Draw and get it up and out. Carried out by Friedman. He'll step around his defenseman. 2-on-1 with Mahan. And a great sliding play made by the second defenseman as Friedman couldn't lift it up and over to Mahan. That was Ben Shelley who laid down to block the pass. He'll now clear it up and out. Big hit at the blue line. It's going to be a penalty on the Tar Heels. Justin Magan hit a man away from the puck. That clearance by Shelley went right past, I believe that's Mark Lurie, who was knocked down by Magan. And the puck was already gone, says the official, so a 2-minute penalty for interference. And now Drexel with their first power play opportunity of the game. 16:24 to go here in period number 2. Drexel will control off the draw. With the D-to-D along the blue line. Here's Ben Shelley. Trying to send it deep. Pass is picked off. Tar Heels looking for a chance, shorthanded. Here comes Hogan, sweeps it to the middle. Foster's one-timers fought off by the blocker of Xander Smith. I'm not sure if it was on goal or not, but Smith certainly looked like he got a piece of it nonetheless. Tar Heels control back in their own end and clear it down, and a mistake made by Ben Shelley. He knocked it down with a high stick, and now the Tar Heels will have, I believe, an offensive zone faceoff here. It was knocked down with a high stick in the neutral zone. It was touched in the Drexel end, though, so it will be a faceoff to the blocker side in the near circle for Xander Smith and this Drexel Dragons. 1:28 left on the man advantage. Haven't been able to do much, even though they won the opening faceoff to start the power play. Now the Tar Heels will win the draw. Taking his time, Zajic waits for some pressure at his own blue line and then zips it off the glass and deep. Tracked down near corner by the Dragons. It's Lurie moving forward. Mike Lurie has his pass poked back into their defensive end. Now Tuzo up the far wall. It'll be shot in across the red line by Ben Shelley. Lucas Brown comes out to play it, throws it through the middle. It's almost intercepted. Instead, it'll be a 2-on-1 for the Tar Heels. Walsh touches it a little too far ahead. The clearance by Smith is almost knocked in by Walsh, who came streaking in after playing it just a little too far out in front of him. He almost had a shorthanded goal. Under a minute left on the man advantage now for Drexel. Tar Heels clear it in again. That was Zajic. First one to it for UNC is Friedman, centering pass off the skate of Walsh. Tar Heels controlling and killing more clock. Just under 15 minutes to go in this second period. Tar Heels with a 5-1 lead, still with 25 seconds of a penalty to kill off to Justin Magan, who went off for interference. Nice hit at the Drexel blue line by Stephen Basin, who knocks O'Shaughnessy off the puck. Drexel can now move forward, down to 12 seconds left on the power play. Stopping over in the near hashes. Pass across, wrist shot off the stick of Owen Mendham. Hits the glove of Brown and deflects wide. One last chance on the power play is swept wide by Basin. And the man advantage is over, back to 5-on-5 hockey. So the Tar Heels able to kill off their first penalty of the night. John Connolly of Drexel battling with Edwards. Dragons able to maintain control. Shot from Mendham bounces in on Brown. He's able to swallow up the rebound. And it'll be a face-off in the UNC end with 14:06 to go in the second. Shots now stand at 21-9, so the Tar Heels with a 6-4 advantage in the period so far in that department. They continue to have the advantage on the face-offs. Couldn't quite win that one. It was a lengthy battle for that puck, and it is eventually, they didn't possess it. The Tar Heels were eventually able to knock it out into neutral ice. And Miglior will dump the clearance deep for the Tar Heels. Good pressure from Saboden at the blue line. Carries it right back in. Misha Saboden looks back to the blue line. He's got Magan. Wrist one, off a body and deflected high into the glass behind the net. Kozowski collects the rebound. Turning with it in the near corner. Fights off the defender in Mendham, but can't hold on to the puck. And here goes Zach Jones of Drexel. He's got speed. Swats it deep and fights his way through two defensemen. Centers the puck along the goal line. Nobody there in a blue uniform, and so Brown will scoop it up with the glove and slow things down. I think that's a smart freeze from Brown. He didn't necessarily have to hold on to it, Tar Heels could have tried to continue play there, but I think with the way that Drexel had the pressure and was kind of had the Tar Heels back on their heels a little bit there, I think it's good to slow the game down a bit. 13-17 to go in the second. Drexel wins the draw. Slap shot hit a stick and deflected high over Brown. Bounces back out in front. Still loose in the blue paint, and it'll be collected and cleared by Makai Ashford of UNC. Drexel going to put the pressure right back on. Chipped in to the Tar Heel end by Pierce McGinley. Drexel getting pressure, but a bouncing puck will bounce past the defenseman Jack Lemire and out. Now the Tar Heels can control. Carter Tanner dispossessed. Drexel moving forward. Maybe a chance for the Dragons. No centering pass available for Garrett Sklar, and so he'll send it in. Dragons getting a change, don't have the best pressure, able to hold the zone. Simon already has one and whistles one wide of the near post from the high slot. Here comes O'Hear, steps around a defender, now has space to pick up speed, weaving through the neutral zone. O'Hear has his shot blocked by the shin pads of Kieran Sullivan. O'Hear tracks it back down behind the net, fights his way out in front with it. Centering pass finds Zajic, and the shot's tipped in from the point. I'm not sure who touched it. Looks like Zajic is pointing towards O'Hear, but it is now a 6-1 lead for the Tar Heels. .09 to go here in period number 2, and we're going to see a goaltending change as Xander Smith will head to the bench. Certainly not his fault on that last goal, and on most of them for that matter. It's been some good play from the Tar Heels here tonight, taking advantage of, I've got to imagine, it's a pretty tired Drexel squad here. Tar Heels in control in the neutral zone. Drexel able to dispossess and clear deep. The goaltender in now is Tyler Richmond for Drexel. He's going to face something here. Hogan, quick shot, blocker saved by Richmond from the near circle. And Drexel able to turn it right back out. On and off the stick of Simon. Tar Heels looking to control in the neutral zone. Can't settle a bouncing puck. And now it'll be sent deep by Ben Shelley of Drexel. Dragons trying to establish a forecheck. Nice poke check. Tuzo sweeps it deep. Had some help from Simon there to knock that loose. Gleason now in control for the Tar Heels. Knocked off the puck, but he's able to find Edwards before he takes the hit. Lifted up and out O'Hear, who at least unofficially right now has the last goal on a deflection. Will lug it in down the near wing. Looking across as he takes it to the far corner. Finds Magan near point. Quick shot from the top of the circle is held onto by Richmond, and the Tar Heels will have an offensive zone draw. Quick whistle off the face-off. Looks like the official lost sight of the puck and blew the whistle early. We saw it in the first period as well. So they'll redo it. Bouncing puck off the draw, steered away by Richmond. Tar Heels still in control in the offensive end though. Walsh bothered back to the blue line, lost control, and out of the zone he goes. Tar Heels going to have to regroup. Still under some pressure though. Miglior moves it forward for Mahan. He's knocked down, and the puck is cleared out in the neutral ice once again. Mahan looking across, he finds Friedman in the shot stopped by Walsh. He's going to take an extra hit after the whistle from Jake Rudloff. And the Tar Heels will have an offensive zone draw here. But maybe Walsh with a little extra shot after the whistle. But he's going to actually draw a penalty here. That's going to go on Jake Rudloff. It's his second penalty of the game. And so the Tar Heels back on the power play. They're already 2 for 2. Here's their third opportunity. At least the indication I saw from down on the ice was a slashing penalty. Tar Heels control off the draw. Top of the umbrella. Wrist shot from Winfrey deflected high and wide. He'll get it back on the far blue line. Walks it to the middle. Slides it along to Hogan. Now into the near circle for Foster. Back up top, Winfrey. His shot hit a body on the way through. Dan Seaman got in the way. Tar Heels still in control. 22 seconds gone on the power play. Good control here from UNC. Winfrey again, near side of the blue line this time. Sends it over to the far corner. Kozowski working with it. Back to the high slot. Hogan down near post, stepping out. Shot from Foster is shouldered away by Richmond. Rebound didn't get knocked on goal. Tar Heels still in control. Good pressure here from the power play. Along the goal line far corner, it's Kozowski. Passing to the skates to Sabotin. He'll send it right back. Winfrey top of the near circle. Up to the top of the umbrella for Hogan. Over to Winfrey. One-timer. Whistles wide and rings around the boards and out. Quickly, the Dragons going to get 3 of their 4 penalty killers off on a crucial change when they got to go a little bit further here in the second. Down to 50 seconds on the man advantage. Bringing it in. Kozowski's centering pass hit his skate and deflected up and out. Foster holds the blue line though. Winfrey traps it in his skates. Drexel still able to clear to neutral ice. Winfrey in control at the red line. Down to 35 seconds on the Tar Heel power play. Kozowski far side. Looking for Foster as the Tar Heels move forward, on and off his stick, and Drexel clears it once more. Winfrey again in control for the UNC defense. Off the wall for Hogan. They're down to 20 seconds left on the power play. Stretch pass finds Friedman, who breaks into the zone. He's got Kozowski in the slot. Lifts it to the middle. Kozowski bats it out of the air, and it's knocked away by Richmond. Good chance there for the Tar Heels. And that's going to be the last opportunity they have on the man advantage as time will run out on the power play. Back to even strength. Still a 6-1 advantage for UNC. They'll bring it forward again. Kozowski down the right wing. Cuts to the high slot over to Friedman. Quick one-timer floats in on Richmond. Walsh tried to get a stick to it, but it was in the glove of Richmond before he could touch it. 8:12 to go in the second. Tar Heels with a 6-1 lead. They have a 32-13 advantage on the shot clock as well. And an offensive zone faceoff coming. Walsh centering Mahan and Friedman with Gleason and Zajic back on the blue line. Faceoff won by Stephen Basin of Drexel. Dragons unable to clear. Held in far blue line by Zajic. Dumped into the corner, now cycled behind. Friedman looking to center. That pass denied. Again, Noah Friedman. Stops in the far corner with it. Looking for a pass to the middle. It skitters all the way back to the blue line. Gleason over to Zajic, the one-timer. Smacks into the glass behind. Gleason backhands it in again. Friedman gets tangled up with Richmond, who's now lost his stick. And now we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play here as Richmond will get his stick back. And I didn't see exactly what the whistle was for. Typically play will continue. A defenseman gave a stick quickly to Richmond, but they blew the whistle, and again, I didn't see exactly why. The faceoff will come out of the zone. So my guess is possibly the net got knocked off the moorings just slightly. Either way, faceoff on top of the Drexel zone. They'll win it forward. It's Simon chasing it down along the near wall and into the UNC end. Tanner Carter taking a big hit as he clears the zone. Drexel sends it deep once more. Magan works it around behind the UNC net. Move forward for Vaglia. He got the pass from Miglior. Fanned on the initial attempt to get it up to Ashford. Second attempt gets there, and Ashford sends it deep behind the net. Carter first to it. It'll be worked up the wall along the hash marks. Miglior swipes it at the net. It's deflected into the corner. Sent up the wall by Carter for Miglior. Puck pinballs around along the near circle. Eventually settled down by Drexel and cleared off the wall and out. Miglior trying to hold the zone, got a piece of it. And so no icing call. Tar Heels regroup in their own end. Up the wall looking for Ashford. That pass got a piece of his stick, but not enough. And the Dragons back in possession. Shane Drager looking up the far boards. It's tipped in by Mark Lurie. Into the middle. Chance for the Dragons. They score. Through the 5-hole of Lucas Brown, it was Dan Seaman in front. And with 6:38 to go in the second, it is a 6-2 hockey game. So the assists on the goal from Dan Seaman will go to Chris Lurie and Mark Lurie. We'll see if this puts an extra jump into the step of the Dragons here. They're back on the attack, passing in the middle. One-timer in the slot, initially blocked in traffic. The second try also hit a body in front. Loose in front of the net as the shot from the point is knocked down by Brown. Tar Heels able to clean up the loose change, and now they can move it up and out. Here's O'Hear down the near left wing. He'll break it in, looking to the middle, and it's tipped in by Hogan. The pass was a little bit long for Ben Hogan, but he reached out with one hand on the stick, and Richmond was not ready for the deflection, and Hogan tips it in to make it 7-2. Tar Heels respond just 20 seconds later. And UNC in control off the center ice faceoff. Hogan, the goal scorer, carries it in quickly, looking to leave it for O'Hear. Weren't on the same page, and now UNC regroups at their own blue line. DDD pass for Winfrey. Up that far wall for Foster. He'll cut back to the middle through neutral ice. Leaves it for Zajic. Carries it in. Dropped off for O'Hear at the top of the near circle, and his shot right into the glove of Richmond, who holds on for another faceoff with 5:45 to go here in period 2. O'Shaughnessy to take the draw for UNC in the near circle. He'll win it to the wall for Kozowski, who sweeps it into the corner, but right to a defenseman, Owen Mendon. Dragons looking to break out. Carried out down the far side by Jake Rudloff. Sends it to the middle. Rudloff pokes it off the post. It's still loose in the blue paint. They'll poke away at it. Sprawling along the goal line is Brown, and Drexel can't put it home. Was almost a shot-for-shot remake of the goal from Hogan a moment ago, where he reached out with one hand on the stick. But that deflection for the Dragons unfortunately caught the iron. And now the Tar Heels have an on-man rush. Kozowski coming in on a 2-on-1. He scores! He looked off the goaltender, Richmond. He had Saboden coming down the far wing, and he picked the near corner up above the blocker side of Richmond, and it's 8-2 Tar Heels. Tar Heels with 2 goals, 1 minute and 6 seconds apart. But after Drexel made it 6-2, it only took the Tar Heels 1 minute and 34 seconds to make it 8-2. Miglior, after the Tar Heels win the draw, lifts it in on goal. It'll be covered up by Richmond, with 4:54 to go in period 2. Face up in the near circle, offensive zone for the Tar Heels. Walsh wins it to the corner. Friedman back to the point for Miglior. D to D with Maggin. His shot on the ice. Stopped by the stick of a Dragon, and it'll be cleared out. Tuzo drags it through his legs and around Maggin. Sends it to the middle. Sticked away by Brown. Now it's Simon for Drexel. Into the corner. He's got Mark Lurie. Back to Simon. He'll send it all the way around the wall to the near point. Kieran Sullivan holds the zone. Sends it deep. Maggin gets a stick to it for UNC. Unable to control as it's kicked loose to the near corner. David Mahan trying to stick handle out of pressure. Lost it in front of his own net, and Brown, Johnny on the spot, jumps on the puck and covers for a faceoff. Tar Heels will make a line change. It's going to be Hogan, Foster, and O'Hear coming out with Winfrey and Zajic as the defensive pairing. Jones out there with Dan Seaman and Chris Lurie, the forward line for Drexel. The defensive pairing, John Conley, Ben Shelley, Out there with Caleb Erno. Tar Heels will move it forward off the draw. Quick wristler as they gain the zone, and another glove save held onto by Richmond. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Tar Heels outscoring Drexel 4-1 again this period. And their scoring just seems to come in bunches. Their last two coming 1 minute and 4 seconds apart, and only about 1.5 minutes after Drexel made it 6-2. Tar Heels control off the offensive draw. Absorbing the hit, the defenseman Winfrey back at the far blue line. Dumps it for Ashford, sweeps one on goal. It's skittered just wide. Zajic smacks it at the goal. It deflects behind the net and then all the way up and out. Winfrey resets for UNC in the neutral zone. Ashford takes a hit and moves it forward for Vaglia, who can't control a bouncing puck. Now Ben Shelley will lift it up and out. Jones gains the zone for the Dragons. Tries to center. His pass deflected behind the net. Chopped up the glass, but not out by Tanner Carter. Drexel looking to establish some offensive zone time. Ben Shelley, one-timer, knocked down by Brown. And Drexel able to control the rebound. Nice save there from Lucas Brown. Shelley again, far blue line. He'll tee another one up. That one comes off the back wall. Tipped away to the far side wall by Lucas Brown, who was all over that rebound. Couple of players tangled up along the far wall. It was Makai Ashford and Dan Seaman. And based on Seaman's reaction, it looks like he's going to be the one going to the box. The interference on Drexel, their second penalty of this period. Tar Heels 2 for 3 right now on the man advantage, and Seaman definitely not happy with that interference call. I think he was arguing that Ashford initiated the contact. Fourth power play opportunity for the Tar Heels. Pressure up along the blue line. Kasowski on the far side wall dumps it in. And UNC will set up the power play. Top of the far circle. Shot from Winfrey. Zips wide. Hogan keeps the zone on the near wall. Down to the corner for Foster. Beneath the goal line, Saboden up to the top of the near circle. Hogan back to Saboden looking for the hat trick. It's knocked away. And now Drexel will get to the rebound and clear it up and out. Mike Connolly lifts it down the ice. Winfrey first to it. He'll circle behind the net. Has some pressure from John Connolly. But he's able to move it forward for Winfrey, who carries it in. Hogan now down the left wing. Stops up in the corner. He's swatted, and we got another penalty coming on Drexel. Puck loose in the slot. Hogan still in control. Finds Foster. Trying to stuff it on net. Can't do so. Hogan sends it in front. It hits the skate and deflects back to the blue line. 6-on-4 at the moment for the Tar Heels as a shot blockered away by Richmond. And now the Dragons will touch up. But it's going to be a full minute of 5-on-3 hockey for the Tar Heels after a slashing penalty to Owen Mendham. So a 5-on-3 for the Tar Heels. Zajic, high slot. Over to the top of the near circle for Gleason. Back to Zajic. One-timer hits the glass behind the net. Knocked back up top for Gleason. Over to Zajic again. Now Gleason top of the near left circle. He'll walk with it. Down to 43 seconds on the two-man advantage. Gleason through traffic. Shot knocked down by Richmond. The rebound on the near post is swallowed up as Friedman sent it back on goal. Nice play by Richmond to get back over and make that save. With the stoppage, all three penalty killers going to head off for the Dragons as Simon Scalia-Rosenbaum back out there, along with Caleb Erno and Ben Shelley, the penalty killers. Same power play unit out there for the Tar Heels. Gleason top of the left circle with it. Down low into the corner for Friedman. He'll look things over, looks to the middle, swept on goal by O'Hear, but it was deflected just wide. Into the near corner, O'Hear tracks it down. Down to 20 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Over to Zajic. Back to Gleason, one-timer, top of the near circle, and it's padded away by Richmond. Down to 14 seconds left before the Dragons get a man back. Here's O'Hear looking things over. Down below the goal line for Friedman. Back to O'Hear in the left circle. Top of the umbrella now, Gleason. O'Hear, wrist shot, big glove save made by Richmond. He'll hold on, and now the Tar Heels going to have to keep an eye on the penalty box. 1 second left on the power play, or on the penalty, I should say, to Dan Seaman. And if Drexel wins this draw, they could spring him right out of the box shorthanded. So Bowden to take the draw for the Tar Heels. They'll win it to Foster, looking to center, pass deflected away, and now it'll be cleared up and out, and here's a chance, shorthanded for Drexel. In alone, Foster gets back and disrupts the play. Eric Eisler didn't have a lot of space, but he did have a chance to get a shot off, and Foster got back and lifted his stick just in time. Tar Heels moving forward, still on the power play. Saboden brings it in. 30 seconds left in the period, 35 on the man advantage. Top of the near circle. Left in the corner for Foster. Gives it back to Saboden as they change places. Up top, Hogan. Down to 20 seconds left in the period. Foster near hashes. Takes a shot. Blockered away by Richmond. Right back to Foster. He'll walk the wall. Switches places with Winfrey. They exchange the puck. Back to Foster. Left for Hogan. It's in his skates. Having trouble finding it. Down to 6 seconds left in the period. Kozowski now far wall. He's disrupted. Sweeps it towards the net. It'll be steered behind the goal. And the horn sounds to end period number 2 as the Tar Heels, with a couple of good chances on the 5-on-3, but they couldn't put it home. But I think they'll be satisfied with a 8-2 advantage after 40 minutes. These two teams will head to the locker room. The Zamboni will come out, clean up the ice one more time. We'll step aside. We'll be back just before the period starts to take a look at what happened in the second. It was another eventful period, and we'll look ahead to period number 3. After 40 minutes, it's UNC 8, Drexel 2. Chris Lehman back with you here at Wake Competition Center in Morrisville, North Carolina, site of tonight's game between the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Drexel Dragons. After 2 periods, it is 8-2 in favor of North Carolina. They've got 6 seconds left on the penalty to Owen Mendham, the sophomore, for slashing. UNC had a minute of 5-on-3 time. They were not able to put the puck in the back of the net. One of the things, though, that head coach Jeff Volkman had mentioned to me yesterday was that before the game today, I should say, about the game yesterday, is that his team got a lot of shots. In fact, they were out shooting High Point, or had them more than doubled up in shots after 2 periods, and just couldn't find the back of the net until late in that game. His team has found the back of the net throughout the course of this game, 4 goals in each of the first 2 periods. And again, they had some power play chances. They were not able to score a power play goal in the second period, though. It didn't take them long to get on the board, though. You always want to come out after a strong period like the Tar Heels had in period number 1 and continue that momentum. They did just that. Just a minute and 45 seconds into period number 2, it was number 25, Cole Kosowski, who transferred to the Tar Heels this year, picking up his first goal of the evening. And then after that, the Tar Heels followed it up with a penalty and actually gave Drexel a chance on the man advantage. They were unable to capitalize on the interference penalty against Justin Magan, but the Tar Heels looked excellent on that penalty kill. In fact, created a couple of shorthanded chances themselves. And so special teams-wise, the Tar Heels looking very, very strong. They got back onto the score sheet a little bit later, but first it was Drexel trying to claw their way back into the game as they picked one up with 6.5 minutes, or just over 6.5 minutes, I should say, left in the second period. It was Dan Seaman who picked up the goal with assists from Chris and Mark Lurie, but the Tar Heels wasted no time responding. In fact, just 28 seconds later, it was Ben Hogan finishing one off as he was assisted by Dan O'Hear. That made it 7-2, and then just like that, the Tar Heels picked up another one. It was Kosowski with his second of the period and of the game. 2 goals in a minute and 6 seconds. Just a minute and 34 seconds after Drexel made it 6-2. It was 8-2 in favor of the Tar Heels, and then things got a little bit scrappy later in the period. Dan Seaman, who we mentioned, scored that goal in the second for Drexel, ended up with an interference penalty. He thought that he and Ashford got tangled up and that it was Ashford who had initiated the contact, but the call goes against Seaman. He heads to the box. A minute later, he's joined by the man who is still in the box, Owen Mendham, and Mendham still has 6 seconds left on his penalty before we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Both teams just about set to head back out onto the ice. If you're the Tar Heels, you want to continue what you've done through the first 2 periods. A pretty solid forecheck, doing a great job of suffocating Drexel through the neutral zone, and then creating some chances on the man advantage and maybe potting another power play goal before this game comes to a close. I think the main focus, though, outside of the technical things that you want to work on if you're the Tar Heels, is making sure you get through this period healthy. Keep your head up. Keep your head on a swivel. This is a Drexel team, and certainly no preceding reputation that they would get chippier as the game goes along. But you got to understand, if you're the Dragons, you come down from Philadelphia, you have a tough game, lose 7-1 at the hands of the Ice Pack last night. You have to turn back around here against the Tar Heels. You're down 8-2 with 20 minutes to go. It's understandable that you get frustrated and maybe a hit comes just a little bit late. So if you're the Tar Heels, you got to keep a head on the swivel. You want to make sure you get through the rest of this game with a healthy roster and move on to a big game against the Ice Pack right here next week. So I think if you're UNC, that is your main focus. If you're Drexel, they've had their spurts. I think if you're the Dragons, though, you'd really like to put yourself back onto the scoreboard a couple more times and put yourself in the offensive zone a little bit more. That's one thing that they haven't been able to do a lot of, is get into the offensive zone and get set up, other than a couple of times on the power play and then maybe 1 or 2 times outside of that. So we're ready for the final 20 minutes of this one. Tar Heels in white, Drexel in the navy and yellow. And UNC moving left to right here in this third and final period. They do, as we mentioned, have 6 seconds left on a power play as we head into the third period, but it's the Dragons winning the draw. D-to-D pass, though, disrupted, and now Foster's upended, and it is going to be right back to the power play for UNC. Just as Owen Mendham steps out of the box, it's an unfortunate sequence there for Drexel, and as I believe it's Mark Lurie who will head to the box. As he turned around to try and defend Foster, he got his stick tangled up, and it's back to the power play for UNC. It only took 7 seconds to put the Tar Heels on the power play. And hold on. We have a second player in the penalty box. It's going to be Pierce McKinley. I would imagine in some way, shape, or form that is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, whether it was something he did or something that was said by him or the bench. So it'll be 2 minutes of 5-on-3 hockey for the Tar Heels. So the Tar Heels setting up on the 5-on-3. Unable to create anything as pass across the ice disrupted and cleared by the Drexel penalty kill. Tar Heels regroup. Foster has speed down the far left wing. 30 seconds gone on the 2-man advantage. Foster carries behind the net. Banks it up the near wall to Winfrey at the blue line. Back to the near circle for Kozowski. To Winfrey. One-timer hit a stick on the way in, and up into the net it goes. With 19:10 to go in the game and 1:18 to go on the 5-on-3 for the Tar Heels. So nice job there by Simon Scalia-Rosenbaum, who deflected that up and out of play. Foster to take the draw for UNC in the near circle. Wins it back to Winfrey. He'll walk the blue line with it, switches spots with Hogan, trying to set up the one-timer here, I think. Winfrey down low. Quickly centered to the goal line, and it's steered away by Richmond, picked up by Saboden. Back to Winfrey, top of the far circle. Cross-ice pass finds Kozowski, right back to Winfrey. Loads one up, doesn't shoot, finds Foster in the middle of that defensive formation. He can't get the shot away. 52 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Hogan, top of the right circle. Over to Winfrey, he hits the one-timer and knocks it home. So Winfrey, with his first of the night, it is a 9-2 lead for the Tar Heels now. And they still have 48 seconds of power play time. UNC controls off the face-off. Gleason to O'Hear on the near wall. From the red line, he'll backhand it in. Swiped right back out by the Drexel penalty kill. Tar Heels reset the man advantage. Gleason dumps it in around the far wall. It'll cycle all the way around and into the corner. O'Shaughnessy picks up the loose puck for UNC. Back to Zajic. D-to-D with Gleason over on the far circle. Down to 20 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Lifted back across the Zajic near side. Again, Gleason. Banks it off the wall down into the corner for Friedman. He'll stop along the hashes and look things over. 10 seconds left as he takes it to the corner on this man advantage. 18 minutes left in the game. O'Hear back to Friedman. Tips it along to Gleason. Down to 3 seconds on the power play. Back to 5-on-5 hockey we go. UNC still in control. Friedman down low. O'Hear trying to step out from the goal line. Knocked down, but maintains control. Trying to stuff it home on a wraparound near side. That's denied, and it'll be taken out by Kieran Sullivan, who moves it along, and it'll be lugged up by Eric Eisler, carrying it into the zone. He's disrupted from behind nicely by O'Shaughnessy. Loose puck, far corner. They'll battle for it. Tar Heels come away with it. Broken out, off the wall, far side, O'Shaughnessy. In 2-on-2 with Friedman. We have another penalty coming up on Drexel, as O'Shaughnessy will just give up possession as he's working 1-on-4, and UNC is right back to the power play. This penalty is going to go against Mike Conley. I didn't see the signal from the official. It sounds like there might be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty coming. Right now it's just 2 minutes up on the board, though, so a power play coming for the Tar Heels with 17-17 to go in the game. And I think this is Drexel starting to get frustrated. They lost by 7 last night. They're down by 7 right now. It's a tough situation to be in, and now another penalty to kill. So Tar Heels looking to control to start the power play. Drexel, though, able to gain possession, and now they're going to draw a penalty on the Tar Heels. Hogan retreats for it in his own end, and as he touches up, we're going to get a holding penalty on Sabodin, who had trouble containing Jake Rudloff, the defenseman. Oh, it looked like he pointed at Sabodin. Actually, it's going to be Kozowski who goes off. Just 14 seconds into the power play. So it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for 1 minute and 47 seconds. Tar Heels control off the defensive zone draw. Little extra space out there now. Foster will use it up the far left wing. Top of the circle, drags it around his defenseman and carries it deep. Knocked off his stick behind the net. Hogan will go after it. He's got control. Backhanded out in front, and the pass swatted away by Tuso, and he'll move it forward. Looking for Simon, it's in his skates. Hogan steals it away. He collides with Tuso, regains control of the pucks. Hogan forced off the puck. He'll be taken down, and we've got a penalty coming up. And it's going to go against the Tar Heels. Hogan was the one in control of the puck. And after he lost possession, he was ridden to the ground. But this is going to be a penalty on the Tar Heels. Here comes Drexel in deep. Tuzo backhands it behind the net for Dan Seaman. Looking up the wall. Puck will be touched by UNC. And it'll be 53 seconds of 4-on-3 hockey for Drexel. $16:10 to go. This will be, again, 4-on-3 for 53 seconds, then 14 seconds of 5-on-3 for Drexel before it goes to just a normal power play. Drexel in control. Centering pass knocked down and cleared out by Miglior. Well done, and the Tar Heels get off to a good start on the penalty kill. But Hogan with the penalty is in the box now as the Dragons carry it in. Stephen Basin circles the zone. Back up top near side, it's Rudloff. He'll carry it behind the net. Looking out in front, that pass deflected away. Now Noah Friedman has space to carry it out. He's just going to keep going. Through 2 defensemen, he's in all alone, and he chips it just wide. I think Richmond got a blocker to it. Great effort by Friedman, shorthanded, and he'll get back to defend. About to go to 5-on-3 hockey for Drexel. It'll only last for 14 seconds as their man's out of the box. And we're just about ready to go back to a normal power play. Drexel carries it in. It's Seaman dropping it off. Poked away by Foster. And now the Tar Heels have numbers if they can get to the puck. Down the far corner. Foster blocks the clearance. Takes the shot. It looked like it hit the bar on the way through. Richmond, again, may have gotten a piece of it. But the Tar Heels have 40 seconds left to kill on the penalty. Just under 15 minutes to go here in the third period. Seaman looking to center. His pass hits a skate, deflects backward. It's the defenseman Rudloff carrying it forward. He's dispossessed, and they have to regroup with the delayed offsides. Mendoff sends it in. Mendham, pardon me. Can't possess, and now Foster will dump it up. Kozowski chips it past the defenseman, trying to fight his way in, but he can't beat Seaman to the puck. And now Drexel will send it right back out. Chipped deep as the power play comes to a close. Good kill from the Tar Heels. 14 minutes to go, a 9-2 advantage for UNC. And they're going to move it forward. Friedman, who had the shorthanded chance, now has a 3-on-1 with Walsh and Kozowski. To Walsh, the one-timer. Pad save made, and the rebound stuffed home by Kozowski. And the Tar Heels continue to pour it on. But Kozowski with assists from Walsh and Friedman have put the Tar Heels into double figures. And they'll go right back on the attack. Drexel able to clear it from behind their own net. This one's going right in on Brown in the Tar Heel net. And he's going to delay, just about lost it to Tuzo. He'll steal it behind the net. Tuzo with a stuff chance denied. Back out to the slot looking for Simon, and he can't haul it in. Tar Heels able to clear it into the neutral zone, but they look a little discombobulated right now. Drexel moving forward. Tuzo goes caddy corner into the near side. And his own corner, it's Winfrey. D to D with Zajic. Up the wall, Mahan. Trying to slide along for Freeman. That one's stolen away by Lemire, and Drexel sends it back into the offensive zone. It's Lemire still in control. Has it knocked off his stick. Here's Leighton Walsh. Forward for Friedman. He'll carry it in. Down the right wing, into the middle. Walsh, one-timer, another pad save from Richmond. And Drexel clears to neutral ice. Maggot looking rink wide for Mahan. A bouncing puck will be settled down by the Tar Heels. David Mahan lugs it into the zone, has it poked off his stick and back into the neutral zone. Miglior chips it right back in. The Tar Heels will go for a change. 12.5 minutes to go in the game. Tar Heels with a comfortable 8-goal lead over Drexel at the moment. They'll go right back on the attack. Vaglia gets it deep. Pressure from Ashford. Chipped up the near wall. Vaglia there to help. Hagen can't get to the puck on the near blue line. And now to be carried in. Shot from a bad angle off the mask. Stephen Bason's rebound out in front didn't go either. And here comes Ashford for the Tar Heels back the other way. Tanner takes the shot, and it'll be swallowed up by Richmond. And a late hit on Tanner will draw a penalty. So Drexel back to the penalty box. The parade continues. This time it's Mike Conley. And it'll be a charging penalty. Tar Heels at the moment are 2 for 8 on the power play. Looking to add to it. Chance in front. They can't get it to fall. And I'll readjust that number one more time. 3 for 8 for the Tar Heels on the power play tonight. Kozowski, who has one of those 3 power play goals, sends it across for Hogan, who goes rink wide back to the near wall. It's taken on a bounce by Winfrey. He'll leave it at the blue line for Hogan as they swap places. Now he'll switch along the wall with Kozowski, who takes over. Walks it to the top of the circle. Now to the slot. Hands it off on the far hashes. Foster across to the near circle. Can't find Hogan, but it'll be collected by Kozowski. Tar Heels still in control. Now Saboden. Great movement, and he whistles one high and wide. And it will skitter all the way down and into the Tar Heel end. 1:09 to go on the UNC power play. And the Tar Heels will move back forward. Carried in by Saboden, trying to cut to the middle. Loses control. He'll get some help from Zajic back at the far point. So we're down to 48 seconds left on the power play. They'll battle behind the net. Kozowski working for the Tar Heels. Gets some help from Hogan. Good work behind the net by Drexel's Jake Rudloff. was able to slow things up. Still gets out in front. Now Richmond going to have to jump on it on the near post and swallow it up for a face-off with 34 seconds left on the UNC power play. 10.5 minutes to go in this hockey game. Tar Heels got out to a quick start with a couple of goals in the first 7 minutes, and they haven't looked back since. The closest that Drexel got after the second period was 6-2, and the Tar Heels made it 8-2 just a minute and a half after that. Now Gleason, far point, banks it off the wall down to Friedman. Second power play unit out there now for the Tar Heels. Back behind the net, Walsh has trouble handling it. Mahan trying to chase it down, as is Zajic. Neither can get to it, and Drexel clears it out. 10 seconds left on the power play for the Tar Heels. Looks like they are going to be 3 for 9 on the man advantage. As Drexel doing a great job, it's Dan Seaman down there slowing up the Tar Heel breakout. Back to 5-on-5 now with just under 10 minutes to play. Tar Heels in neutral ice. It's Gleason who sweeps it in. It ramps all the way around the wall and up the near side. It'll be forced up and out by Kieran Sullivan. And now Seaman will lug it in for the Dragons. Throws one in on goal. Brown, no trouble handling it. Steers it over to Zajic. And the Tar Heels will set up a breakout. Gleason takes the pass from Mahan. Now looks to the middle for Walsh. He'll cut straight through the neutral zone. Wrist a shot low. Padded away by Richmond. Right back to Walsh. He's knocked off the puck in the near corner. It's a 2-on-2 scrum in that corner. Walsh in there along with Mahan for the Tar Heels. They come away with it. Mahan back to Miglior. Trouble with a bouncing puck. It'll hop out into neutral ice. And UNC resets. Miglior under some pressure at his own blue line. Nice steal. Here's Tuzo stepping into the slot. Looking to the middle. His wrist shot hit escape. Simon there to follow up, and it squeaks through the pads of Brown and into the net. So Drexel still fighting, even though they're down late. They get their third. It's Simon Scalia-Rosenbaum with his second of the game. Tuzo and Lurie with the assists. So 10-3 as the Tar Heels control off the center ice face-off to restart. Vaglia chases it down behind the net. Looks back up for Miglior far point. His slap shot catches a stick, and it's knocked down by Drexel. They'll carry it out. Moving forward with it, Ben Shelley. He'll dump it into the far corner. Good forecheck there from Mike Connolly, who sends it behind the net. Tar Heels can't clear it, sent up the near wall. Shelley with a slap shot. That one slid wide of the far post. Held in over on the far blue line by Mark Lurie, who swats it deep. Worked around the wall. Mike Connolly up to Shelley. Another wrist shot. That one blocked to the near wall. Vaglia giving up the body to knock that one down. 8:15 to go in the game. Up at the far red line, Stephen Basin will carry it in, trying to step around Miglio, who bodies him up. And Vaglia will collect the puck now for UNC. Foster loses an edge in the near corner, and Drexel will put some pressure on. Switching to the far side now, UNC with some space. Foster trying to step past Caleb Erno, who knocks him off the puck, and now Jones will bring it forward for the Dragons. As he gains the blue line, he wrists it high and wide. Held in on the near point by Stephen Basin. Wrist one towards the net. That one's caught up in traffic. Bouncing puck. Skitters over to the far corner, and O'Hear will collect for the Tar Heels. He's tripped up from behind. UNC going to get yet another power play as they come in off sides. With 7:34 to go, it'll be back to the power play for UNC. It'll be Jones with the tripping penalty. Starting to run out of space on my score sheet. UNC back to the power play. This will be their 10th power play of the game. And some of them have been very abbreviated, but they have had a total of 10 power plays now as they start this one up. Cross ice pass, top of the far circle, it's Hogan. Dumps it off for Foster, looking back, rink wide, one-timer, and a big save from Richmond. Post to post to stop that one. And it was a rocket from Kasowski in the near circle, too. Well, that's one thing that this Drexel team certainly has going for them. Richmond has looked solid since coming in here in the second period. He faces a point-blank shot from Saboden, fights it off. The rebound is lifted up and high by number 17 in white. Mahan now back to Foster at the blue line. Still 90 seconds left on the power play. Over to Hogan. Quickly in front, and nobody there to deflect it on goal for UNC. Winfrey blue line near side. He'll swap with Hogan. Leaves it for him, top of the right circle. Down low to the goal line. Kozowski to Saboden. He gets Richmond down, and the shot is knocked away by the defense of the Dragons, and they're going to move it forward. Short-handed 2-on-1 coming in. It's Simon. Pulls the trigger and scores right up over the blocker side shoulder of Brown, and Drexel with another one. It's a hat trick for Simon Scalia-Rosenbaum on a short-handed goal. So make it 10-4 now with 6:39 to go. We're back to center ice for the face-off. O'Shaughnessy takes a tumble off the draw. Tar Heels still able to control them. They've got 57 seconds left on the power play. Pass across to the near side. Tipped away, but Friedman able to get back to it. Looking for a shot. He's tied up in the near circle. Can't get it away. Tar Heels still in control, though. Zajic near point. He'll walk along the blue line. Tried to slide one through the skates of a defender. It kicks right back to him. Sends it off the back wall, and the chance for O'Hear skittered just wide. Puck makes it out to the neutral zone. Tar Heels reset the power play with half a minute left on it. Carrying it forward, O'Shaughnessy. Gets it tied up in the skates of Chris Lurie, and he'll clear it all the way down. Well, not all the way down. Tar Heels able to re-enter immediately. O'Shaughnessy dumps it into the far corner. Bodied up by Mendham. And Drexel going to clear it back out into neutral ice again. Gleason backs up to his own blue line. This is going to do it for the UNC power play. Certainly the intensity for the Tar Heels down here in the third period with a big lead. They're going to go right back on the power play, though, as Chris Lurie upended O'Hear for the Tar Heels. Dan O'Hear taken down right along the blue line. I was just about to pull down the UNC power play graphic, but it's going to go right back up. I believe it'll go down as a tripping penalty on Lurie. And now UNC, their sixth power play here in this third period. Or pardon me, their fifth power play. Worth noting, one of those power plays was a 5-on-3. So for the Tar Heels, this actually is officially their 10th power play of the game with one 5-on-3 mixed in there. They've scored 3 times so far. Here's Kozowski trying to beat Richmond on the near glove side, and he fights it off. Winfrey up top near side. Back down into the corner for Kozowski. Tar Heels being patient on the man advantage here. Cross ice for Hogan. He swaps spots with Winfrey, who will carry it into the far left circle. Forced back to the wall. He leaves it there for Foster. Dropped off for Winfrey again. 1:10 left on the power play. Hogan at the blue line. Down that far left wall. Rink wide for Winfrey. He'll take the shot, and it was a wrister just wide of that far side. Hogan holds the zone over on the far wall. Send it in front off of a teammate in Saboden, and it deflects to the near corner. Kozowski now takes it back up to the blue line. Looking for Hogan in the corner. Just missed him, but Saboden will track it down. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. Foster looking to the middle. That pass deflected out into the neutral zone. Kozowski trying to turn it back quickly and catch Drexel on a change, but the Tar Heels will be offsides. 38 seconds left on the power play. 4:09 in the game. And UNC comes out into neutral ice for this face-off. They'll send Dan O'Hear, Noah Friedman, and Patrick O'Shaughnessy out there as the forward group. It'll be Florian Zajic and Jack Gleason as the defensive pairing. Tar Heels control. Zajic at the red line. Chips it along for O'Hear on the near side. In front of the Drexel bench, he goes rink wide for Gleason. To Friedman, back to Gleason. He'll tee up a slap shot off the stick of Richmond. It pops up in front. I think O'Hear may have gotten a piece of it with a baseball swing, and he knocked it wide. Power play running out of time for UNC. Just 12 seconds left as it's taken out from behind the UNC net by Gleason. Looking across for Zajic. Couldn't control it in his skates, and Drexel will ice out the rest of the penalty by clearing it down behind Lucas Brown. Gleason again looking to break out. His pass stolen away by Tuso. Looking to the middle, and it just missed the outstretched stick of Mark Lurie. Drexel still with pressure. Puck stuck in skates in front. It's kicked loose. Zajic moves it forward. The breakout pass finds Patrick O'Shaughnessy. Down to 3:15 to go. O'Shaughnessy absorbs a hit down that far left wing. Stops in the corner. Kicks it back to the blue line. Gleason at the point. He'll chip it down behind the Drexel net. First one to it is a Tar Heel. It's O'Hear. Dan O'Hear looking to the middle. He's got O'Shaughnessy. Forehand, backhand. He scores. Make it 11 for UNC. 3 minutes left in this hockey game. Draw back at center ice. Knocked into the UNC end behind the net. It's Brown out to play it. Swings it up the far wall for Mahan. Trouble holding on to it. And he's unable to clear. Does finally clear it out. Chips it past the defender. Here's a 2-on-1 with Vaglia. Mahan looking for the pass. It's not there. He shoots and scores. Oh, man, what a shot. Picked the top left corner on the short side. And it's 12-4. What a shot by Mahan. Just 22 seconds after the last one. Second goal of the game for Mahan. I believe both of them are unassisted. And so we're quickly back underway. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Tar Heels win the draw and send it deep. Richmond will serve it up on a platter for Jack Lemire, who's pressured behind the Drexel cage. Quickly loses control. Banked back to the far point for Miglior. Spinning around, trying to keep the zone. He can't. Here come the Drexel Dragons. Mike Connolly moving forward, but Leighton Walsh back on the back check, steals it away. He'll work behind the Tar Heel net, up the near wall, goes rink wide for Mahan, who now has space. 2:07 to go as Mahan walks in. He has the puck knocked off his stick, cleaned up by Kieran Sullivan of the Dragons, and it'll be moved up the wall and out. Magan in possession for the Tar Heels. He finds Ben Hogan, who's under some pressure on the near wall. Hogan shrugs off the pressure, finds Mahan at the Drexel blue line. He'll carry it down the far left wing. Quick shot from Mahan. Richmond with the save, and he shuts down the rebound as well. Richmond momentarily without a stick. Looks like he has it back and under control. Tar Heel still with the pressure on. Wristed into the near corner. Sullivan will backhand it around for the Dragons. D to Jack Lemire. Lemire trying to clear up that far wall, sent right back in by Edwards of the Tar Heels. Sent to Edwards again, he'll hold the blue line. Wrister towards the net, getting a piece of it was Ashford, but he couldn't deflect it on goal. Tar Heels continuing to forecheck with 1:17 to go. 12-4 score, no problem for the Tar Heels in this one. Drexel wins the scrum in the near corner. Brown will reach out and deflect this into the corner. It might have been icing, but I think he wants the clock to continue to run with a minute to go. Wrapped all the way around the wall and into the neutral zone. Tipped to the middle by Tanner. That was intercepted. Tar Heels take right back over, though. It's Ben Hogan. Poked off his stick. Carter Tanner in control. Looking to the middle. He finds Sabotin circling with it at the blue line. Down to 45 seconds to go. Misha Sabotin to the middle. Tanner couldn't get the shot away. Hogan now with a chance. It's caught up in traffic and deflected to the near side. Sabotin recollects. Chips it into the corner and chases it down near side. He'll circle behind. Has the puck knocked off his stick. And Drexel trying to work the breakout up the ice. Ben Shelley pressured in the far corner. Good work from the Tar Heels. Down to 23 seconds to go as Gleason slaps it back behind the Dragons' net. Good pressure there from Tanner. Sabotin picks up the loose puck for the Tar Heels. Foster trying to drag it in front and can't. And again, Drexel will clear it slowly down the ice with 8 seconds to go. And the Tar Heels, it looks like, will wind out the rest of the clock here. as they will take home a decisive 12-4 victory over the Drexel Dragons. So the Tar Heels, spurred along by some good special teams play, were able to run away and hide early in this one. They led 4-1 after 1, 8-2 after 2, and they put up another 4 spot in the third, and they will take home, again, a 12-4 win. The two teams out at center ice now. They'll shake hands before heading off the ice. We're going to step off the air for just a couple of minutes, but for our Tar Heel fans listening in, head coach Jeff Volkman going to head up here to the booth and talk to us briefly about how this game went and what's upcoming for the Tar Heels. Final count here at Wake Competition Center, UNC 12, Drexel 4. We'll be right back with head coach Jeff Volkman. Chris Lehman back with head coach Jeff Volkman of the Tar Heels after a 12-4 win over the Drexel Dragons. Coach, Well, start by talking about, you and I talked about before the game, the fact that both teams played last night, going to be a little bit tired, especially Drexel, and you wanted to get out to a quick start. You score 2 goals in the first 7 minutes, and you get out to an early lead. How much did that help?
That was our game plan coming in, obviously. We wanted to take advantage of that, and it was nice to see them play a tough team last night coming in, so we knew we wanted to get that jump, and we came off a good win last night, so we got exactly what we wanted as a coaching staff after that first period.
In the first period in particular, that special teams unit looked really good. The first power play unit, I think it was a combined 50-some seconds to score 2 goals and go 2 for 2. How'd you feel about the special teams? I know particularly early it looked really good. Yeah,
we've been working, off the ice. We haven't been able to practice, so everything's off the ice right now. But we've been really focusing on finding a way to find the back of the net, and that was nice to see those first 2 opportunities.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, Drexel playing NC State last night and then losing 7-1. You win by 8 as opposed to 6. Obviously, Drexel may be a little bit more tired tonight. You have NC State coming up here real soon. Does this feel like at least a little bit of a measuring stick game and give you some confidence when you go up against the Ice Pack?
I think so. Obviously both teams are looking at that. Our spread was 8. Theirs was, 6. We're both right there. What that tells me is it's going to be an all-out fight. I think we have a good match coming in Friday. Both teams are playing really well coming into this week. So those games are always fun. So, I'm really excited about what we're going to see next Friday.
Chris Lehman alongside head coach Jeff Volkman of the Tar Heels. One last question for you, Coach. In relation to that moving forward with the big game coming up and a couple of nice wins this weekend, what's the message moving into this next week?
We pulled it together. We finally found some chemistry this week, and it's been really tough on us with no practicing. So we're going to have to put in the work, off ice this week, make sure we take care of our bodies. But the message is, we're good enough to beat any team in our league, and we got to play our game, and if we do that, we're going to do really well.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
That's head coach Jeff Volkman of the Tar Heels, and that will do it for us here at Wake Competition Center. Great showing from the Tar Heels in a late-night matchup with the Drexel Dragons here on this Saturday night. Final count, UNC 12, Drexel 4.